Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today's practice is called the inner wisdom, that wisdom that comes to you when you're in between stages in life. So this is going to be a 1-hour Yin Yoga journey designed to support you in your spine and to soothe your nervous system, especially during these times of transition. We all move through those seasons of uncertainty where you're not sure what's going to happen next, and you're in that ending phase, as William Bridges calls it. And yet these times of uncertainty can be times that bring about wisdom and great transformation. So use this time on the mat to ground yourself, to look inside yourself, and to really find that inner wisdom that you need to carry forward in the right here, right now, until that something else happens, that new beginning comes about. So you'll need a bolster, a firm pillow, maybe a blanket. You might grab your strap if you feel you might need that, and just support yourself all throughout today's practice. All right, so we're going to begin now in reclined butterfly. So just bring the balls of your feet together like this and come back onto your back. And we'll just start off with a meditation here. And really this entire practice is a meditation. So just throughout your practice in each pose, I want you to be still and listen to your breath to the greatest extent possible. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. Perhaps bringing one hand to your heart and the other hand over your navel. If it feels comfortable for you throughout this practice today, you can close your eyes gently. If it doesn't, bring your gaze somewhere where you won't feel distracted. And remembering that any pose, if I'm not showing myself with a block or a bolster, you can use. So here in this pose, if you want to put a blanket or a bolster right here to support you, you might do that also. Just continue to breathe and be in this pose, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Just settling in into the stillness. Noticing the sounds around you in the room. Noticing the sounds even outside of the room. Just notice. Notice from a sensual perspective what's going on with your hearing. Now noticing the smells. Maybe you're smelling the laundry detergent of your clothes. Or maybe there's the beautiful scent of a flower in your room. Or perhaps food cooking in the next. Notice. Noticing without judgment might be happening. Noticing the sensations in your body as you submit to the stillness. Perhaps there's sensations in your inner thighs or your lower back. Everyone's body is different, and you might be feeling different sensations than I am. But just notice what's going on for you right here, right now. As you breathe in through the nose, and as you breathe out of the mouth. And now start to notice what you might be seeing. Your eyes are open. Perhaps you're seeing the sky above you or the wall room above you, the ceiling. Just notice and breathe, not trying to change anything. As you inhale through the nose and as you exhale out of the mouth. And now noticing what you might be tasting in your mouth. Maybe it's the linger of your toothpaste, or maybe it's something you just ate or drank before coming onto the mat. Just notice. Breathing and being. Not trying to change anything. Resisting the urge to judge. Just being right here, right now. Breathing and being. Good. And we will slowly come on to our sides. We'll just bring our knees to touch and gently come onto a side lying position here as we transition. We're going to come to a half butterfly now. So if you're familiar with Janu Shirsasana, this is what we're going to do. You're just going to bring your right or left foot, whatever you want to start with, into your inner thigh of the other leg. And then you are going to rotate your chest forward. And then for me, I'm going to use some support here. I'm going to bring my bolster and all the things. I'll even grab my bolsters to put on top of my blanket. And then we'll take a deep inhale through the nose, rise your shoulders up, back and down, and then gently walk yourself forward, relaxing your head down. Just breathing, not trying to change anything here. And just notice the gentle stretch here. In our Yin practice, we stretch not the muscles, but the connective tissue. In our Vinyasa practice, we stretch those muscles and we strengthen them. So letting this Yin practice balance out your Yang Vinyasa practice. The Yang Vinyasa practice is associated with the masculine, while the Yin is associated with the feminine. So just notice the sensations here. Perhaps you feel it all throughout your spine. You'll feel it likely in your legs, stretching all the way from your ankles up to your behind. Or bottom, however you like to call it. Just breathe and be here, right here and now. As the time goes by, the body likely starts to loosen a little more, releasing to gravity. This is the body letting go. And in a subtle way, your mind and your spirit starts to surrender as well. And that really is the essence of yoga. If you're one to try and control, yoga is the practice of helping you to let go of the need to control. So let your body do the work. To help ease your mind and spirit as you move through this transition in your life. And gently starting to come up. We're going to go on our second side now. You're going to just bring that leg that was once in, out, and the leg that was out, in. We'll grab that same prop. We'll bring our shoulders up, back, and inhale. And on the exhale, let's start to walk our feet forward. And then just bringing your head to rest. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Coming back to that state of noticing. Noticing the sounds in the room or outside of the room to help ground you in the present moment. Noticing now the sensations in your body. Perhaps you're feeling some sensations around your neck, your shoulders. Just notice. There's no right or wrong. Noticing now what's going on in your mind. Maybe you're thinking about the sensations in your body. Or maybe you're thinking about something else that happened in the past or anticipation of something happening in your future. Just ground yourself in the right here and now, coming back to your breath as your anchor to hold you into this present moment that truly is a gift. Inhaling and exhaling. And slowly making your way out of that pose. Bringing your props back where you got them. And just breathe. Maybe as a rebound from this, bring yourself into just some windshield wiper-like sensations. We're going to now come into cat pulling its tail. So come down to your elbow like this. And then you're going to reach your top leg forward. And then you're going to grab your bottom leg. So cat pulling its tail is this. You can come down all the way if that feels better for you. And then do it this way. I'm going to do it in this instead because it can bring a lot of sensation to your shoulder when you're up like that. So just breathe and be. Become the cat pulling its tail, being playful. So one of the ways in which we can be resilient during times of change is to be playful. So in this, again, more meditative state, since we're in such stillness, let's just come to a place where in our minds we are being playful. Perhaps it's envisioning ourselves pulling our tails and having fun. Or maybe we're dancing in the moment, so creating the space for joyful visualization as we breathe and be in this pose. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. Gently bringing yourself back to the cat pulling its tail. Literally you in this yoga asana, yoga pose. And noticing the sensations that you might be feeling in the leg closest to the floor. Noticing any sensations in that foot that you're holding. Or perhaps in your neck and shoulders. Just breathing and being. Not trying to change anything. Just noticing without judgment. Oftentimes in these longer holds, we might be holding on to something. So for example, I find that I might be holding my muscles tightly. So clenching some muscles. Notice that and then let it go. Release that tension. During times of change, we try to control things because it makes us feel more in control to control. So we have to get comfortable with the discomfort of not knowing. So use this time in your yoga practice to get comfortable with the discomfort. Good. And we'll just bring the leg down. Come onto your back. And bring yourself into windshield wiper on your back. And it's just being a rebound pose. We'll shift over to the other side now. So just making your way back up. Bringing yourself to the other side. We'll bring the top leg across and the back hand to the foot. And you can stay here or you can come down. Just find whatever version works well for you and your body. Returning to that, getting comfortable with the discomfort. When I think about the times of change, I specifically go back to Stephen Covey's circles of influence. It's similar to a dartboard. And the smallest part of the dartboard, as you know, when you're playing darts, is, in Covey's model, what you can actually control. So that's the smallest part of the dartboard model. There are very few things in life that we can actually control. And that's mostly ourselves. Ourselves, our beliefs, our actions, our thoughts, our attitude. We can't control other people. We can't control the weather. So the parts beyond the center of the dartboard in Covey's model are the circles of influence. Those things that we can't control, but those things that we can influence. There's so much more that we can influence than control. So thinking about whatever's going on in your life right now, how might you be able to influence it? So maybe it's a job prospect. You network, you apply, you visualize yourself getting the job, and you do your best at reaching that goal. There's a final part to Covey's model, and everything outside of the circles of influence, basically everything beyond the board, the dartboard, are things that are out of our control. So for those things that are out of our control, how do we navigate? Because we know that we can't control them. This is the practice of Yin Yoga. Letting go of the things that we can't control. And just gently releasing your foot. And then bringing yourself to your tummy. And we can windshield wiper left and right. And I'm just going to gently bring some movement left and right also to my neck. And we're going to go into our next pose, Sphinx or Seal. So you find what's best for your body. For Sphinx, you just want to look like the Sphinx in Cairo. So shoulders over your elbows, bring in your hands down like this. The tops of your feet are going to just gently be on the mat. And then you just look forward, not looking up or looking down on the mat, just looking straight ahead. Bring in your chest forward. So this is the practice of being the Sphinx. You can also come up to Seal, and that's just pressing in. This is too much of sensation for your lower back. Just bring yourself back to your Seal, to your Sphinx. I'm going to just remain in Sphinx. A little too much for my lower back today. So just breathing and being here in whatever version you might be finding yourself. Inhaling and exhaling. Even when we are held still, we are still supported. So, can you meet this intensity with breath instead of with resistance? breathing and being, returning to your breath. Noticing where you might be holding any tension. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the quality of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Not trying to judge, rather notice. Bringing your attention, bringing your focus to your breath. And then we're going to come out of this pose. We're going to transition. So we're going to come into Anahatasana, which is puppy pose. So perhaps for now, you just bring yourself to a rebound child's pose just for a moment. Just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Puppy pose is going to help us as well. So coming back into our tabletop for puppy. So from here, we're just going to keep our legs as they are. We're just going to melt our chest down. So that's it. Just melting the chest forward. You'll feel some sensation likely in your armpits, all along your arms here. This being similar to your pose of devotion and many faiths, humbling yourself to your higher power. So if you're a spiritual person, just finding yourself focusing on gratitude for that higher power that gives you strength to get through times of change and transition. To help you navigate it with grace and ease. two phrases that really help me during these times are give it to God and faith over fear. So if either phrase resonates with you, I encourage you to repeat that in your mind's eye or maybe out loud while we're in this pose. There's a mantra holding you into the here and now. If you're not that spiritual of a person, then just repeat whatever word or phrase helps you, or coming back to your breath. And slowly making your way out of this pose. Yourself back. Maybe to hero's pose just to reset. Pulling your shoulders up, back and down. And just bringing a little bit of gentle movement to your hips. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to go next into a supported child's pose. So grabbing your blanket and a bolster, and then bringing yourself into this pose. Your knees are going to go wide. And then you're just going to gently walk yourself into this pose with your head down. Just breathing and noticing. This should feel really nice and supported. If you'd prefer to bring your arms back behind you, you may also do that. Just find whatever version you want. And then just rest into that stillness. Since we were in Anahatasana with our intensity of the arms, lower back, I'm going to just take the version that is more gentle. Really resets my arms. So just some encouragement here to try that. As you surrender into this pose, you might be
Really noticing some sensation that actually arises just in this pose, even as gentle as it is and supported as it is. But just notice that. And think about in what times of my life seem to be going easily, and yet there are still some aspects that bring about tension. What is that root cause for the tension, even though things seem to be going smoothly? Is it something within you? The need for more challenge, the need for more, you fill in the blank. We are more oftentimes than not the source of our stuckness. If that's not a word, we'll just make it one for the sake of the theme right now. So, how can you make yourself unstuck? What is that thing about you that's getting in your way from just allowing and being? Gently bringing your hands down, making your way out of this pose, placing your props onto the side. We're now going to come into our supine twist. So we're going to come onto our backs now. And there are different ways that you can take supine twist. So find the version that works best for you and your body. The first version is bringing your knees into your chest on the inhale. And then on the exhale, slowly making our way to bring our knees over to one side. And then just bringing our hands to a T, trying to get that back shoulder rooted to the earth where it makes its way a little up. Another way is we can bring the leg closest to the earth to straighten, and then bring our hand to our leg, that top leg. And then we have a half T. So our knee is bent on one side, as you see here. And then we bring our gaze, go across the opposite side towards our shoulder. Just breathing, getting comfortable in this version or whatever version of your supine twist that you prefer. Just knowing whatever version you take on one side, you'll want to take the same version on the other side. Breathe and be. Inhaling and exhaling. Releasing any of the tension you might be holding. Many parts of your body. letting the soft connective tissue do the work here. So the reason why we have these long holds in Yin practice is to give the time to work that soft connective tissue to the point it needs to just stretch itself the edge. And through that, it starts to rebuild. Just like in our Yang practice and our vinyasa flows, we fatigue the muscles so that we strengthen them. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly bringing the knees into your chest once more, hugging yourself as a rebound, feeling the sensation in your lower back. And then we're going to take the other side. So just bringing your knees across the other side. However you took it last, find it on this side. Notice the crack in your back, maybe, as you may have heard mine. And just breathe and be. Inhaling and exhaling. And noticing how this side might be feeling different than the other. Maybe you feel some extra sensation. There shouldn't be pain in Yin Yoga. And if there is, then get out of it. These twists help us to detoxify the liver, which holds a lot of our contaminants we put into our body. So clean out the liver, clean out the body, visualizing that in this pose. As we cleanse the body and cleanse the mind. It's often the mind that brings us the toxicity into our bodies. There's a quote that goes, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words and actions." So being careful of what you're thinking of. Bring in positive aspects into our life rather than the negative, so we can live a life more fulfilled. And then on your next inhale, you're going to gently bring those knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice squeeze here. Maybe smiling, even if you're not feeling happy. Fake it to make it. And then bringing your legs down to the mat. If you would like to take a last pose, like a rebound pose to help you with your lower back, you can. Maybe that's windshield wipering. Maybe that's happy baby. Bringing your big peace fingers to your big toes and gently swaying side to side. Whatever you need to do as a rebound to help you relax into Shavasana, go ahead and do that. And then when you're ready, just allowing your feet to splay out the edges of the mat. Release anything you might be holding in your hips and pelvis. Allowing your arms to splay out, perhaps palms come up. Release any of the tension you might hold in your shoulder girdle. Release any of the tension you might hold in your jaw. Perhaps allowing the jaw to be agape, be slightly open. For maximum relaxation. You're relaxing that place between your brows, the third eye, seat of intuition. Just submitting to gravity completely. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. perhaps you want to stay here for longer, feel free to just listen to my voice as you remain in Shavasana. Otherwise, for those of you who are ready, going ahead and wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And on your next inhale, reaching your hands behind your head, giving yourself a really stretch. And on your next exhale, bringing yourself into hugging yourself once more. Really tightly bringing those knees closer to your chest, towards your head and neck. And slowly making your way over to side lying child's pose. Just as a transition. Transitions can bring so much wisdom, can bring so much transformation. But just honoring this place of transition from one pose to another. Thanking yourself for showing up to the practice and noticing how you're feeling now compared to the beginning. And then just bringing yourself back up into a seated position with your eyes still closed and your hands at heart center and Anjali Mudra, bowing your head to your heart. May the practice remind you that even in the quiet, even in uncertainty, you are becoming. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to not know. Just allow the unfolding of what is to become. Bringing your hands to that place of intuition and Anjali Mudra. The light in me bows to the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you for coming today, for being present, for showing up for you. If you liked this and you know someone who needs the support in times of change or transition, please like, share in whatever ways you can. Thanks so much. Breathe, lead, succeed. Until next time.